Hi, welcome to the Uplift with Vision. I'm so glad that you joined me on this lovely Memorial Day. The weather is beautiful here. I hope it is wherever you are. I know if you're in town in San Diego, you're sharing the same climate that I am. If you're somewhere else, who knows, right? Good to see you. Let's pray in. Giving great thanks for this day, knowing it is the day that Spirit has created just for us, that we reside right here, right now, in this present moment. And we know that's where all our power resides, right in this present moment. With the breath, with the heartbeat, with this eternal now, we know that the gift has already been given by Spirit, that we already are. All of those qualities we assign to God, we know that they flow within us and through us and as us in the world as we awaken to them, awaken to our own power, awaken to our own good. And we become that in the world, giving voice to Spirit, giving feet and hands to Spirit, and being the place where Spirit shows up in form as us. So I give this time over to Spirit to lead the way through this conversation, knowing it is all God, it is all good, and so it is. So how are you today? Maybe you're in the backyard barbecuing, or that's for later, or maybe having some corn on the cob, doing some of those Memorial Day things that we can do, even though we can't congregate and go to parks or the beach or things like that. We can still do it in our own little way, maybe in our own balcony or backyard. I hope you are enjoying the day. I'm calling today Inquiring Minds Monday. Ooh, doesn't that sound great? Inquiring Minds Monday. Inquiring minds want to know. And the reason why I'm calling it that is because I want to talk about questions that we ask ourselves. And I want to talk about specifically Debbie Ford's book. She wrote a book, the Right Questions. And I've been rereading it over the past weekend, and I thought it was really great and good information for us to really contemplate in the next couple of days. So we'll be going over that. We'll be discussing her book and the insights gained from it about asking ourselves these questions, you know. The title of the book is The Right Questions, 10 Essential Questions to Guide You to an Extraordinary Life. And isn't that what we all want, right? We all want this extraordinary life. So the idea being, if we ask better questions, we get better results, right? We get better results. And here's the interesting thing about her book is she says that these better questions that we ask interrupt our intellect, which is really what we want to do. Because if we ask the better question and we interrupt the intellect, we don't have the rationalization all lined up. Why we're doing what we're doing, all the good reasons why we're doing what we're doing, to support the habit behavior that perhaps we're trying to break, right? It's these good questions, the right questions, are a way of getting to those underlying commitments that might be holding us back from living the life we desire, from upholding the new commitments that we're making that we want to lead us in our lives. So let me give you an example. Her question number 1 is, will this choice propel me toward an inspiring future, or will it keep me stuck in the past? And you know, the idea is we make choices every day, right? We make choices every day. Gosh, we make choices every moment. We make choices every moment of every day. And those choices will lead us closer to or farther away from our stated desires, right? We make a commitment. We wake up in the morning. Today's the day, right? We make a commitment. Today's the day to lose weight. Today's the day to save more money. I'm going to start today. Or today's the day I'm going to save for a house. Or to go on that vacation, or anything, right? Anything at all. We make a commitment. Darn it, today's the day I'm going to start. I'm committing to whatever, fill in the blank. And we begin to lay out a strategy, how to get from where we are to that goal, to what we want to do. And it's our vision map, Debbie Ford calls it, right? We have our vision map, how to get from here to there. But we also have another map inside of us. And we can call it our habit map or our default map, whatever you want to call it. That's the one that keeps us stuck in place. And that's the one that's based on a prior commitment, right? An old commitment. We're committing to get to our goal. We have to keep the vision in front of us. We have to keep the vision clear in our mind. And any deviation from that vision is met with a course correction, right? That's what we do. Any wrong turn is corrected right in the moment. And it keeps us in time. It keeps us on track. It keeps us heading to the goal. It's like driving cross country, right? I mean, we can map out our course. We can figure out which routes we're going to take, which freeways we're going to use, and we can still make a wrong turn, right? We're not paying attention or miss our exit or do something, that's clearly not going to get us where we want to be. And if we make that wrong turn, we don't just keep going down the wrong way going, oh, well, I guess I can't do it. I guess I can't get there. Oh, well, I'm not going to get where we want. No, when we're out on the road and we make a wrong turn or we get off the wrong exit, we immediately correct it. Immediately, right? We get off, we get back on the freeway, or we make a U-turn, we go back where we came from, we correct it so that we're again heading in the right direction. So what happens then? What happens when the commitment is to changing a habit, right, in our life? What happens when that goes on in our lives? We get sidetracked by a previous commitment, say our habit commitment. It winds up overriding the new commitment, right? Because the new commitment has not been, it hasn't found a pathway in our mind yet. We haven't created a new neural pathway for the new commitment. So we fall back on the old habit commitment. It's a well-worn path. These 10 questions that Debbie Ford wrote about, what they do is they address this underlying commitment, the default one that's within us, that keeps us from living and loving and achieving our goals. For example, you make a commitment to save money or pay off your credit card, or at least pay off the one credit card that has the highest interest, right? So you set about doing that. But every time you make that commitment, something happens, right? Or something comes up, or you see something you just have to buy. You just have to, one of those things. Or you loan money to a friend because, you're a really nice person. And making them happy is more important to you in the moment. Or you treat your friend to something because, you're going to have fun. You're both going to have fun. All reasonable things. All reasonable outlets for your money. But they will not get you where you want to go. They will not get you where you say you want to go. So it's about coming to the realization which commitment is guiding you and directing you. Which commitment are you falling back on? Which commitment are you following through on? The new one that will get you where you want to go, or those old hidden ones, perhaps that are guiding you beneath your level of awareness. Which really brings me to question number 2 in Debbie's book. She said, will this choice bring me to long-term fulfillment, Will this choice bring me long-term fulfillment, or will it bring me short-term gratification? And it might make us feel good in the moment, right? Some things we do just makes us feel good in the moment. It's that instant gratification. But it makes us feel bad about ourselves. And it makes us feel bad about the choice we made pretty soon after we made that choice. So why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep doing it, right? When we know the commitment, the new commitment, is the one we really want, why do we fall back on this old instant gratification thing? Because the underlying commitment is the one that's being honored. And that's the one that these questions get to. The one that we probably made years ago without even knowing it, right? Without even remembering. That underlying commitment that says, oh, well, you can't do this anyway. You probably shouldn't even go for it. It's too hard. You don't have the self-discipline, or, you can't finish things. You might hear the voice from the past that says, you know, money burns a hole in your pocket. You'll never be able to save. And whose voice is that, right? It's the voice of your mother, maybe, or perhaps the voice of your dad or a grandparent, right? Ah, you can't save. You've never been a saver. You've never been able to do it. That underlying commitment will win out every time, unless we ask these right questions, unless we identify it and we bring it up. These 10 questions, the right questions that Debbie Ford is writing about, expose that underlying, long-held, outdated, not the you that you're wanting to become, commitments that you have to dismantle in order to honor and act out of the new commitments that are really the you are becoming. You know, not by shaming yourself, but by shining the light on your new choice. Not by beating yourself up. You never get where you're going by beating yourself up, but by empowering yourself. By empowering yourself to stick true to the new commitment. And, which leads us actually to question number 3, which is, am I standing in my power, or am I trying to please another? Am I standing in my power, or am I trying to please another? You know, and this one is one I know we've probably, or most of us, have probably learned from childhood, right? Play nice with others. Don't rock the boat. Get along, right? Go along to get along. I think that's the phrase, right? Go along to get along. But here's the thing. Pleasing everybody else doesn't give you room to please yourself, you know? People pleasing is another underlying commitment you may have made in childhood. You may have made years and years ago, but it does not serve the you that you are becoming, right? I mean, remember, I think the big thing that we have to remember when it comes to people pleasing is that you're a people too. You are a people too, right? So when you're talking about people pleasing, there is a thought that you get to please yourself as well. And Debbie Ford made a really good point when she was discussing this third question. She said, you know, people pleasing is not the same thing as caring for another. They're different things. That's a different subject altogether. So let's not confuse the two. Okay, that people pleasing is what we do to gain acceptance, to try to earn love from someone. You know, it's that drive that we have to set ourselves aside in order to become accepted from, you know, by the group or the person or whatever, you know, whoever we think is important at the moment, to gain acceptance. And caring for another person, now that comes from, I believe, divine love, right? We all care for each other. We should care for ourselves, though, first, because we really cannot care for others all the time without self-care coming in at some point or another. So that's a big difference. People pleasing and caring for others are different. So those are the first 3 questions in her book, the right questions, and I do think they're the right questions. I really do think that these are the questions that interrupt this habit behavior that we have. They interrupt the intellect's rationalizing that we do, right? Why we honor the old commitments but not the new ones. You know, that we have good reasons for them, but they're not the right reasons because we haven't asked ourselves the right questions. So I think that's where we'll end it today with the first 3 questions. I'll be doing the rest of the book, I guess, in the next couple of days. But they're empowering questions. It's really well worth exploring. Again, the book is The Right Questions by Debbie Ford. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. It's an amazing, amazing book. It can change your life right here and right now from this point on. So if you don't have it on your bookshelf from, you know, maybe when she did her book signing, get it. Pick up a new copy if you can't find the old one. Reread it if you have read it before. Reread it like I'm rereading it. and really mine it for the gold that's in there, because it will change our lives. Let's pray out, and then tomorrow we'll keep going with the rest of the right questions. Okay, let's pray out. I give great thanks for this time spent together. How marvelous, how wonderful it is for Spirit's leading the way to uncover anything hidden, to reveal the truth within us, which is God is there all along. Spirit is forever whispering to us, calling to us, shouting sometimes. Here I am, here we are, here it is. This is the right question. This is the right way. This is the who we are when Spirit leads the way in our lives, and we allow ourselves to unfold according to the spiritual nature of our own lives. I give great thanks for this time spent together. I know it is all God and it is all good, and we just know it is the best day of our life right here, right now, in this present moment. And so it is. From my heart to yours, Vision. I just so miss you being in the room, but I know that we are connected, heart to heart. There is never a separation in spirit. We are one. I will talk to you tomorrow at 1 p.m. on tomorrow's Uplift. See you then. Bye-bye.